1023, WLAG 9 AM, and online at eagle1023.com. Now live to Johnny's New York Style Pizza in LaGrange for the LaGrange College Coaches Corner.
And here we are at LaGrange College Coaches Corner. Coach Earl Chambers. We're ready to talk about the game this past Thursday night, an unusual thing, Coach. But before we begin, I want to remind you we are at Johnny's Pizza. That's across from LaGrange Mall right here on the Parkway. Come on out tonight. It's got a great night. They got the football games are up. Got some of the coverage from this past weekend's college coverage. Many of you probably have just been relaxing today since it's been a Labor Day holiday. So come on. Also, don't forget, they've got a lunch buffet now. I think it's $7.99. That's the pizza, and it's also your drink. They've got that for lunch every day, so come out. And also come out here tonight. If you do, let us know which team you're supporting, whether it's LaGrange College, whether it's Callaway, whether it's LaGrange High, whether it's Troop High School. They'll mark that on your receipt, and the school that has the most money after they total it all up at the end of the year, that coach is going to get a $250 gift certificate. And I know Coach Chambers wants to get that so he can take me and all the coaches' wives out, and I guess their husbands too.
Absolutely.
That would be odd, just to have a great time. But we're here at Johnny's Pizza. Coach Chambers, y'all got to your first first game of the season, your first time as head coach, heading down to the other Panthers at Birmingham Southern, and didn't necessarily come away with the win that we wanted, but really as we got to the second half, saw a lot of good things that kind of get you ready for the next one.
Sure did. First, I'm very extremely proud of our team, our fans, our coaching staff who never gave up. Our players fought to the end and got back into the game and gave us a chance to win it at the end. And that's what you can ask for. It
really was a tale of two halves as we think back to the game on Thursday night. First of all, y'all didn't have to travel the day before. Not that bad a ride down to Birmingham. So I'm sure getting back was a little bit a little bit late that night. Yep. But as you got there, the first half. Man, just couldn't get anything going offensively, and man, they just found ways to get the ball into the end zone. That the first half, 10 points in the first quarter, 10 points in the second quarter.
Right, and I thought they came out and they set the tone with their run game, and I thought in the first half they was the more physical team. From a defensive perspective, offensively, we try to do things to try to get our guys going. One block here, a missed, pass here and you're not in it. So we suffered a bunch of 3-and-outs in the first half and kept our defense on the field a whole lot.
You and I were talking before we came on about how you got a lot of young guys stepping into new roles, and sometimes they don't realize just what one step, one gap may mean, and how that's going to affect a play going forward, both on offense and defense.
That's right, and we try to stress to our guys how important that is, but until you get into that game situation, you don't know what they're going to do. So hopefully this game, watching it, the last couple of days, hopefully it inspired them to practice well, to play their gaps and be sound.
I'm not one to make excuses, but I do want to mention this to the folks that maybe are not familiar. You really only had the guys maybe 2 weeks before the start of the season, and that also involved a lot of the activities that go on, especially for your freshmen.
That's right.
They're involved. They have to be at certain things. So you expect these guys to come in ready physically. You're teaching some guys a new offense, a new defense, and it's really this was the first chance you got to see what these guys can do on the field.
That's correct, and I talk about this all the time. At this level, I call it the blending process. You got to blend these guys together really quick. You don't have a spring practice, so you don't know if these guys are going to be tough, if they're going to hit somebody. So you got to do it in 2 weeks, and you got to prepare them for the entire season.
I wouldn't want to do a flag football team in 2 weeks, much less Division III football. Let's take a break. We come back. Lots more to talk about as we reflect back on last week's Birmingham Southern, and also look forward to the Berry game coming up. You're listening to the Coach's Corner, LaGrange College style, right here on Eagle Sports.
If you want to scale a mountain, buy boots. If you want to turn your crush into something more, say hi. At Country Financial, we know protecting the things you love and preparing for tomorrow start with simple steps. So we help you take small steps today with insurance and financial services that can have a big impact on your family's future. Too often, too late comes too soon. So let's get started at countryfinancial.com.
It is the bottom line event at Nissan of LaGrange. Richard Cates, General Manager with Nissan of LaGrange here. We have $4,000 off all in-stock 2018 Rogues, $5,000 off all in-stock 2018 Altimas. How about $10,000 off all in-stock 2018 Titans? Don't forget that the Titan comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Come see me at Nissan of LaGrange on the Parkway, or you can visit us where we are always open at nissanoflagrange.com.
It robs you of the very pleasure of life, back pain, and it's a national problem.
Low back pain is one of the most common and expensive maladies in our country.
Dr. Jim Aspinwall.
Research has shown that for patients who are diagnosed with herniated disc, diagnosed as needing surgery, 86% of those cases respond to what we do.
The Aspinwall Clinic. Safe, gentle, and extremely effective treatment.
Non-surgical, non-drug relief of the cause of back pain and sciatica.
Aspinwall Clinic, 706-884-8360.
Everywhere you look on your campus, some event is happening, and that's the way you want it. But keeping your active campus clean and looking its best isn't easy. Nonetheless, National makes it look easy. Low staff turnover and a commitment to excellence allow National to ensure your campus from top to bottom, inside and out, is always perfect and spotless. Parents and students alike give us a 4.0, and we settle for nothing less. You'll like having National on the job.
Visit us at teamnational.com to see what National can do for you.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, LaGrange College Style with Coach Earl Chambers. We're reflecting back on the 34-28 Birmingham Southern win against LaGrange College this past Thursday. And, Coach, we talked about the tale of two halves. You were able to get a score going in the first half, led it to, I think it was 20-7 going into halftime. And once again, man, Birmingham Southern came out so strong in the third. But then things started to turn around, and while maybe it's not a Tua and Hurts situation like Alabama had, right. You kind of looked at two different ways of going quarterback-wise as well.
Right. You know, we just had to settle in on a quarterback, you know, and Kayla Hall, he did a great job, you know, bringing us back. He's a guy that we feel like, you know, he's a gamer. He does well in certain situations where he can kind of get out of the pocket, move the pocket around, and make plays down the field.
Alex Scott, of course, was also in there as well. Alex played a lot last year. He didn't have to play a lot because Connor was, you know, there most of the time, but he came in. A lot of just kind of straight on running. A lot of times we had Alex come in, but it's good to see you've got a couple of weapons back there. Right. But I think you're right, and Kelly can really extend some plays. One of the best catches, as I was watching the stream, one of the best catches I've ever seen, I think, was to Campbell. As he was coming around and threw almost a 40-yard pass down to it.
Phenomenal play. You know, Kayla Hall, he was improvising a little bit. He saw him down the middle of the field, and he delivered a really good football. And even more so, Marcus, he just made a great catch.
You've got some pretty good guys back there in your on your offense, your specialty players. Talk about some of those guys, the kind of the games they had from both the running back and also the receivers.
Well, we can start with Tyler Benjamin. You know, he's a guy that, you know, this is his first time playing. You know, he made 3 catches down the field in coverage and did a great job going up for the ball, coming down with it. So that inspired us, you know, after this game to put him in situations, you know, moving forward in some situations where we can get him one-on-one. Running back wise, I felt like, you know, we needed to run the ball a little bit more. We do have a good run game, and is like I said, we need more of a balanced attack, and we're not going to abandon the run game. We just got to run the ball more.
Pretty new guys on the front line. Don't recognize a lot of the names from last year.
You know, a lot of the guys they played last year. They, you know, if not, I want to say most of the guys that are on our O-line played last year, and they played a lot of snaps. And they want to run the ball, so they want to be physical. We just got to put them in those situations.
One of the things that you've kind of been known for as a defense coordinator is rolling guys in on defense. You've got a lot of guys playing time. Now, part of that you had to do when Coach Mummy was here. And, you know, 3 yards in a cloud of dust, and he's thrown into the end zone already. Right. And your guys are right back on the field. So you had to keep some fresh legs in there. But you got a lot of guys that had got some playing time last year playing on your defense too.
Right. Yeah, and we got a lot of guys coming back, and you know. Shamar Slappy, he was a linebacker who we moved to defensive end. So you got a lot of guys that,
physical guy.
He's very
Loves
physical,
contact.
plays well with his hands. We just need to make a few more plays. On the back end of the defense, we're pretty experienced, but we like those guys to be a little bit more experienced. But overall, our defense, they grew up. They grew up this past weekend. They got to understand how things coordinate and with the run game and the pass game, and we got to collectively do our jobs.
We're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to talk about that second half that I mentioned, because some pretty neat things happened in that fourth quarter. Right now, you're listening to the Coach's Corner, LaGrange College Style, right here on Eagle Sports.
Hello, Granger fans. I'm Britt Gilmore, head coach for the Mike Patton Auto family. Our team practices not just to get it right, but to make sure we don't get it wrong. We strive to give you a great experience each time you give us the opportunity. We understand you have options where you buy and service your vehicles. Come see why thousands of customers keep coming back to us time after time. We appreciate your business, and we look forward to taking care of you for many years to come. Now go Grangers.
You need to brush your teeth at least twice a day, and you need to have your teeth cleaned and looked at by a dentist at least twice a year. We've heard this since we were kids, but sometimes we get busy and forget to brush and skip an appointment. We turn around, and it's been a while since we've been to the dentist. So let's get back on track. Call Childress Dental Center for an appointment at 706-882-1888 or go to the web at childressdentalcenter.com, because your smile is very important, and we want you to have the best one possible. Childress Dental Center, now at 2 locations, 114 Calumet Center in LaGrange and 100 College Street in Hogansville. Kemp's Carpet, your locally owned and operated carpet professional since 1977. Owned by Gerald Kemp and his sons, Brett and Jeff. They are your Mohawk, Shaw, and Armstrong certified flooring dealer with a huge inventory of carpet and vinyl flooring. They have a wonderful installation crew that gets the job done right, so you'll be enjoying your flooring for years and years. So drop in and pick it out. They'll measure and get a free estimate to you quick. Kemp's Carpet, located at 1287 Lafayette Parkway in LaGrange, or on the web at daltonwest.com. And you can like them on Facebook at Kemp's Carpet.
Students at LaGrange College travel to places like London, Tokyo, and the jungles of Costa Rica through our Study Away commitment. First-year freshmen are provided a voucher worth up to $2,500 for an off-campus travel experience their junior or senior year. Attend college close to home and still see the world at LaGrange College. Learn more at lagrange.edu/transform.
Now back to the Coach's Corner, live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, live here from Johnny's Pizza. We're across from the LaGrange Mall, so if you want to come out here and join us, I got some great pizza. There's always some good stuff out here. It's not just the pizza. Big fan of the cannoli, not the cannoli, the stromboli. What's that other thing I like that? Oh, shoot. Come on, what's that other thing that I like? There's the stromboli, and then there's the other calzone. Thank you. It was a C word there somewhere. Cannoli is actually too sweet, and my wife would be mad if I ate that. But come on out here. Don't forget to also have the lunch buffet coming up on weekdays. That's $7.99 for the pizza and the drink. And also come out if you buy something tonight, make sure that we know which team you're supporting, from LaGrange College, Callaway, LaGrange High, or Troop High. And the coach at the end of the year has kind of got the most money there, $250 gift certificate going to them to do as they please. So one of the things that we were very pleased with, Coach, is the fourth quarter. Mm-hmm. It was the offense kind of got rolling. We talked about Kelly Hall stepping in and doing some pretty neat things, extending some plays. But really towards the end of the ball game is when all the excitement really took place.
Right, and we had something to be proud of. We got a couple touchdowns, and like I said, I'm extremely proud of our kicking game. I felt like that was the best unit by far. And it's the best unit I've seen over the last 4 or 5 years since I've been here, and we did a phenomenal job on the kicking team. But the excitement came after we scored points, and that's the name of the game. You got to score points to win football games.
Scored, and then went for an onside kick. Mm-hmm. Didn't get it. Right. But it was close. But in the ensuing play, they fumble the ball. We get it back.
That's right, and we had a chance. We go 3 and out, and on fourth down we went for it on 4th and 1, and we didn't get it. So that was kind of a deflator, but we at that time we still believed that we had a chance to win a football game.
Well, and it continued on to the last play of the game where we did kick another onside kick. And again, you and I were talking off the air that this was basically your practicing onside kicks while you're doing onside kicks.
Absolutely, and we just hadn't had a whole lot of practice at it. Our kicker, he's only been with us for about a week and a half, and we get in that situation, and he was just too far away from the ball. Mm-hmm. And the first time we kicked it, half of the team wasn't even ready. So. A lot of mistakes, but, things that we got to correct is going to come back at some point, and we're going to be ready for it.
The second time on the onside kick came back. Actually, we recovered it, but a penalty messed us up. Mm-hmm. That we go back, and you're kind of faced with a difficult decision. Right. Not a lot of time in the game. Do I try something else and give them incredible field position, or do I try to pooch kick it, let my defense get in? It's a lot of things going on as you try to make those decisions.
That's right, and, my thought process was, how many opportunities can we get defensively to either try to rip the ball away or try to create another turnover, So I'm thinking that with 2 timeouts, let's just kick it and play defense and see what happens, because I know if you kick the onside and don't get it, game is over.
Yeah.
So those were the 2 choices I was faced with, and we felt like kicking it deep was our best option.
Well, and you had just gotten a fumble recovery, and before that, and scored the touchdown. I'm real proud of these guys for when you're up, when another team is up on you. Mm-hmm. I think it's point 34-7. Right. You can hang your head. Right. You can kind of say, let's just go ahead and start getting on the bus and heading on back. Cheerleaders get you, but instead, those guys really turned it on in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely. Like I say, I'm extremely proud of our team. They fought and. At any moment in that game, they could have just went the other way, and they didn't. And like I say, my hat goes out to those guys, and they fought hard. Our fans, they stayed, and they cheered us on, and we just tried to pull out a win.
And we talked a lot about both Kelly and Alex and their what they did at the quarterback position, but you had some other guys really step up, especially running the ball and also catching the ball.
Yeah, I tell you, one other guy I want to highlight is our corner from Ware County, Jordan Turner. He played the entire game, played 81 snaps, and
wow.
He was the one that came up with the turnover in the fourth quarter. He got an interception. Kid played well the entire game. I mean, he played outstanding. We thought very highly of him coming out of camp, and he did not disappoint us in his first ball game.
Another interesting thing you mentioned about Kelly is that this is not his first time being around LaGrange College.
No, Kelly he's familiar in this conference. He was a transfer from Averett. He was a quarterback when we went in 5 overtimes and lost that game. Did a phenomenal job, extending plays and making plays down the field, and that gave us troubles, when we played him, several years ago.
Just a quality kid. You mentioned he's a gamer. He wants to compete.
Right, he wants to compete. You see him in person. He don't look like a football player. He's an average Joe, but something goes off when he put on that uniform and he becomes a different person. And he liked the moment. He liked being in the moment.
I think that's probably a way for a lot of guys that do participate in sports like this, that you're mild-mannered, kind of one thing. But once you put that hat on, and you can release things that maybe you don't want anybody to see in the real world.
That's right. And he's a gamer. I like his attitude. I like being around him. He has a good personality. And all the players, they rally around him. They respect him. One thing, Alex, he's got to learn that he's got to talk more. He's got to be more of a leader, and hopefully, this year would teach him that, hey, there's a little bit of growing up I need to do in order to run the offense, and hopefully he can learn a lot from Kelly, and moving forward, he can grow from these experiences.
Well, you got a lot of guys that you're going to kind of roll into that running game as well, so that your quarterback is not your leading rushers.
That's right.
Drew Lewinsky's a guy that played some. Nick Searcy played a lot last year. Yep. Those are guys that are going to step up, I'm sure, as we go forward.
That's right. And Brendan Scott, he's doing a great job too. Nick Searcy, we call him Coach Nick. He's coaching on our staff, and he's also playing. So. We got him playing corner. He's starting at corner, and he get about 4 or 5 carries playing running back. So he may be the most tired guy in the building, and he's also handling the weight room. So he's got a lot on his plate.
Well, and really the busiest people are always the busiest people. Those that you want in those positions are the ones that are just getting called in so many different directions.
Right.
And plus, I think a lot of people forget this. We get so focused on the athletics and the football and stuff like that. These are students too.
That's right. He's in grad school, so he's really got a lot on his plate.
These are scholar athletes, and they're working to what that career is going to be. Because for the lion's share of them, they're not going to go forward into something after this. They're going to go into careers or into graduate schools and things like that. And so this is just a great character piece that helps them to achieve those goals.
Yep, that's right. And like I said, we try to emphasize that too with our players. Having that balance between football and school, and just trying to help them along the way.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to look ahead to Berry College coming into the friendly confines of Callaway Stadium. Right now, you're listening to the Coach's Corner right here on Eagle Sports.
If you want to scale a mountain, buy boots. If you want to turn your crush into something more, say hi. At Country Financial, we know protecting the things you love and preparing for tomorrow start with simple steps. So we help you take small steps today with insurance and financial services that can have a big impact on your family's future. Too often, too late comes too soon. So let's get started at countryfinancial.com.
It is the bottom line event at Nissan of LaGrange. Richard Cates, General Manager with Nissan of LaGrange here. We have $4,000 off all in-stock 2018 Rogues, $5,000 off all in-stock 2018 Altimas. How about $10,000 off all in-stock 2018 Titans? Don't forget that the Titan comes with a 5-year, 100,000-mile bumper-to-bumper warranty. Come see me at Nissan of LaGrange on the Parkway, or you can visit us where we are always open at nissanoflagrange.com.
It robs you of the very pleasure of life. Back pain, and it's a national problem.
Low back pain is one of the most common and expensive maladies in our country.
Dr. Jim Aspinwall.
Research has shown that for patients who are diagnosed with herniated disc, diagnosed as needing surgery, 86% of those cases respond to what we do.
The Aspinwall Clinic. Safe, gentle, and extremely effective treatment.
Non-surgical, non-drug relief of the cause of back pain and sciatica.
Aspinwall Clinic. 706-884-8360.
Everywhere you look on your campus, some event is happening, and that's the way you want it. But keeping your active campus clean and looking its best isn't easy. Nonetheless, National makes it look easy. Low staff turnover and a commitment to excellence allow National to ensure your campus from top to bottom, inside and out, is always perfect and spotless. Parents and students alike give us a 4.0, and we settle for nothing less. You'll like having National on the job.
Visit us at teamnational.com to see what National can do for you.
Now back to the Coach's Corner live at Johnny's New York Style Pizza on Eagle 102.3, WLAG 96.9 FM, 1240 AM, and online at eagle1023.com.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I'm Jack Mormon. Got Coach Earl Chambers here with me, and we're talking LaGrange College football. And Division III football is always super exciting. These are guys that put their hearts on their sleeves because they just love the game, Coach. And I think that's one of the neatest things we talk about a lot. They're not there for lots of recognition, lots of money. They don't have like aspirations. Well, of course, they all have aspirations going forward, but the likelihood is that is not always there. But these guys just really love the game.
Right. Like I said, you have to love it. And, is you're not on scholarship. It's got to be ingrained in you. You got to do things no different than scholarship players do.
Well, I look back to when we didn't have a lot of options because LaGrange College did not have a football program back then. But 50 more pounds, I could have gone and played at West Georgia or something. I graduated at 150 pounds, 6'3", 150 pounds defensive end. Yeah, not a lot of folks are looking for you to be part of their program. But I think I still got a little eligibility left. Maybe
I'll take you.
I'll come out. Put me on the line. I can fill a gap every once in a while. Coach, we got of course you had to travel last week, and there's so many things that go into the travel piece. But we actually back in the friendly confines of LaGrange College as Berry's coming to town, coming up this Saturday.
Feels good to be home. Berry is a quality opponent. It's the best team we'll play this week. But Berry is one of the teams in Georgia that's really making a national push. They're doing a really good job. Coach K, he's always getting his guys ready to play. They're going to be sound in every phase. They're not going to give up. They play really hard, and they play to the whistle. So you got to respect that as a team. It's a challenge for us to kind of, find out exactly where we are. did we learn things from last week, and let's see what we can come out and do this week.
Well, I think it's also exciting that there's a LaGrange College connection to the Berry program, and Coach K is formerly with the LaGrange College program, now up there, been very successful with that Berry program. I think they're 20-1 in their new stadium.
Yes, something like that. I know they don't lose very often, and the times when we've been successful, we even went in overtime. So it's always a tough game. It's a hard-hitting game. It's a heavyweight bout. This is, the race to Georgia. We're the only 2 Division III teams here in Georgia. So one of us, we want to crown that, the champion of Georgia. So.
Well, it's good. They're coming into our place. One of the things I want to let fans know is they're coming. The traditional visitor side for fans, that's where the home side will be.
That's correct.
As we're playing. That's an evening game, if I'm not mistaken, too. Yes. I think it's 6 o'clock game.
Mm-hmm. 6 o'clock.
So a little cooler, and maybe you won't have the sun in your eyes. Now, Bill and I will, because we'll be over the press box on the other side, and the sun just shines right in our eyes till about 7:30. It dips behind the trees, and we can finally see.
And it's hopefully you guys will see something positive on our end.
Well, and you and I talked about it, just getting off to a big start. And that's such a key to even just to get a couple of first downs, just to kind of get things flowing is so important.
Well, it's just naturally, when you play in a competition sport like football, when things are going good, the whole sideline is engaged, and when things are going bad, is very flat. So we got to do things as a coaching staff to get our guys in position to make plays, in all phases. So. We're learning that, and we need to implement those things a lot earlier in the game.
It's interesting that you mentioned that the special teams right now are doing such a great job, because typically that gets neglected.
That's correct.
Because you got to get the offense and defense in place, that you don't have a chance to really get that special teams. But It's nice to hear that those guys are really stepping up.
Well, a lot of it is because I'm coaching it. So whenever it's going good, I'm coaching it. So,
there you go.
But I challenged our guys, this season, after watching so many, clips of the last couple of years of our special teams, it's really been, an eyesore of our game, in that phase. So I challenged those guys to step up. I have a special unit. I call them the special guys. When we go eat pregame, those guys go first. So. Just trying to challenge them to give effort, and making sure we're doing it at 100%. And it's only one play.
Yeah.
And you just got to do it one time.
Again, kind of reflecting back on what you've seen in the past, it's also a time where you get to let a coach see you shine.
That's right.
You may only have that one chance, but you're just flying down the field and just looking to blow something up.
That's right. And my philosophy is this: you put the best players on special teams. And if they need a break, they don't take a break on special teams. They take a break on offense and defense. So.
And then, of course, we want to see the offense and defense to fly around the field as well. You need to make sure you're coming out, folks, to the game that's going to be at kickoff. I think it's 6 o'clock here at Callaway Stadium, because Berry College coming in. They're going to be bringing some folks because they're just up the street. And also, there's a lot of local people that have their kids up at Berry College. Maybe not on the football team, but they probably support that program. So it'll be nice to have a lot of folks there at the stadium. Coach, before we close, I want to just ask you to kind of walk back through your coaching staff. We talked a little bit of that a couple of weeks ago, but talk to me about the guys that are really getting these guys going.
Well, offensively, you got 2 guys that's really driving the train. You got Felton Huggins, who's the offensive coordinator.
And he's been with the college. He's been several years.
Here at least 6 years.
Yeah.
At least 1 year before I got here. James Pleasance, he's the run game coordinator. He's coaching the O-line. Receivers, Felton, he takes the receivers. Jared Rutherford, he's our quarterback coach. Those are the full-time guys on offense. Defensively, you got Kendall Todd, who's coaching the D-line. He's doing all the recruiting. You have Thomas Crocker, who's coaching our linebackers.
Local legend, Thomas Crocker.
Yeah, and you got Nick Roget, who's coaching our defensive backs, along with Donald Johnson, who's our defensive graduate assistant. Like I said, Nick Searcy, he's an offensive grad assistant, but he's also one of our better players on the team.
And that's also a neat testament to the program, to have these guys that were with the program rolling back and still be a part of things.
That's correct.
That's important, and that's going to carry through, I think, very well for the program going in the future. Well, folks, we want to remind you once again, Callaway Stadium this Saturday night, 6 o'clock kickoff. Come out there, be a part. Come tailgate earlier, because they go across the street there at the auditorium. So folks have a great time out there. Be a part of that. Come in. Bring your radio so you can listen to me and Bill talk about the ball game. And it'll be weird not having you beside us up there giving positive encouragement with the headset. But see you down on the field, Coach. We're looking forward to hopefully a big win and the guys playing well next week.
Let's pack the house.
Sounds great. Well, for Coach Chambers, I'm Jack Mormon. Thanks to our folks back at the station, and we'll see. We got the Callaway Show, so stay tuned. We got the Callaway Show coming up just a bit. We want you to stay tuned and continue listening. We'll see you next time on the radio.